Hey, welcome back guys, it's Chris the Key, and today we're going to talk about my very own Fallout 4 Survival Permadeath character build. I created this build based on my own experience with survival mode, and since these types of challenge runs are becoming more popular, I thought it would be beneficial to share with everyone. I've tailored my build specifically around completing the main story mode with a focus on the Institute ending, but it can be used for any of the other factions as well. And I've also included a visual guide in the description, which you can save for later reference while you work your way through the Commonwealth. So let's jump right into it, starting with your initial special stats selection. Your special stats should be as follows. Strength 2, although you'll immediately use the Your Special book to raise your strength to 3. Perception 1, Endurance 9, Charisma 3, Intelligence 3, Agility 9, and Luck 1. Strength 3 will allow you to obtain the Armorer perk. This will be necessary for the Ballistic Weave mod. Armor will be the only perk you need to grab under the strength line. Perception will not be needed for this build. However, the Perception Bobblehead in Conquered will raise this to 2 if you decide to swap out a perk line like Hacker for Rifleman. Endurance 9 provides survivability via more hit points, and also will allow you to obtain the Aqua Boy or Aqua Girl perk. This will provide you with a somewhat safer method of traveling, swimming underwater. Charisma 3 allows you to obtain the Lone Wanderer perk. With higher carry weight and damage resistance, Lone Wanderer is one of the most important perks for survival mode. Intelligence 3 will grant you the Gun Nut perk. This allows you to quickly upgrade your 10mm for max DPS early on in the game. Agility 9 will grant you the vast majority of damage bonuses via agility perks. This includes Gunslinger, Mr. Sandman, and Ninja. This will also enhance your stealth capabilities with the Sneak perk. Luck is also a useless stat and will not be used in this build. VATS is buggy and can sometimes cause your character's actions to stall. This allows enemies to shoot you while the player is unresponsive and locked in an aiming animation. This special loadout focuses specifically on high DPS and a reliance on avoiding damage by sneaking. In the beginning of my challenge runs, I strongly recommend building and scrapping shelves in Sanctuary for XP. Specifically, you'll want to reach level 13 before departing from Sanctuary. This will allow you to begin with decent DPS and survivability. I've made a separate video explaining quick leveling with shelves, which you can watch here. Now let's look specifically at what perks we're going to be selecting along the way. This is a detailed list of which perks you will want to unlock as you reach their corresponding levels. Note that as I mentioned previously, before you leave Sanctuary, you should already have Lone Wanderer, Ninja, Mr. Sandman, 2 levels of Gun Nut, 2 levels of Gunslinger, 2 levels of Armorer, and 3 levels of Sneak. Following this path, you will have Hacker 3 by level 22. This is so you can use hacking to avoid fighting the robots in the mass fusion building. This is only my personal preference. However, if you're not worried about hacking and instead would rather focus on combat perks, you can swap out Hacker for Rifleman. I will also note that this chart only goes to level 30. The reason being is that if you follow this character build guide, you will finish the storyline before reaching level 30. Lastly, let's talk about some suggestions and best practices. First, limit yourself to only 2 weapons. Realistically, you'll be relying on the 10mm for the majority of the game, but you can also bring along a rifle for long-range attacks if you need it. Either the 308 hunting rifle or the 45 combat rifle will work early on. By limiting yourself to 2 weapons, you free up more room in your inventory for carry weight. And since you won't need all those other random ammo types, you can sell them all for an easy source of caps. Second, keep your max level low. It may sound crazy, but it's actually better to stay lower level. With a few exceptions, most enemies scale in difficulty with your level. By being strategic with your perk selection, you can take advantage of higher DPS at lower levels, making enemies much easier to cut through. Third, travel alone. It's always a better idea to travel solo in a Survival Permadeath run. Companions will get you killed. They can alert enemies to your presence and can trigger mines and traps regardless of your sneak ability. The Lone Wanderer perk is far more useful than an extra gun following you around. Fourth, obtain the Ballistic Weave. The Ballistic Weave mod from Pam is a massive boost of defense to both your hat and your clothing. A couple of levels of this can save your life, so plan on getting it. And fifth, don't get shot. I'm not being facetious. Enemies are incredibly deadly in survival mode, even the weak ones. The best form of defense is a strong offense. Utilize sneak as much as you can and avoid taking damage at all costs. Also, just a couple of tips. When healing, try to rely on purified water instead of stim packs. Purified water is cheaper and much easier to obtain. Plus, if you find yourself hurting for caps, you can sell the extra stim packs. Also, before obtaining the Ballistic Weave, try not to unlock any settlements. Specifically, don't access the workbench at Hangman's Alley, Red Rocket Truck Stop, Starlight Drive-In, or Sunshine Tidings Co-op. The reason is, when receiving the Mercer Safe House quest from Pam, you'll be sent to a random settlement to set up defenses. At level 15 and on, this could potentially be Outpost Zamanja. Zamanja has an enemy wearing power armor, and he wields a fat man. It's quite a dangerous place for a permadeath run, and should be avoided if you can. You can technically be sent to any of the previously mentioned settlements as long as you haven't unlocked them yet, so leaving them alone will decrease the odds of Pam sending you to Outpost Zamanja. And there you have it, my personal survival permadeath character build. If you're a newbie and just getting started with Fallout 4, I think this guide will really help give you a clear character path. And if you're a seasoned Fallout 4 player, hopefully this video helped add some perspective on how you approach survival mode. Let me know in the comments below if this was helpful. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you love the Fallout series, make sure to subscribe for more great content. I'm Chris the Key. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
The key.